Alright everybody, so you may be wondering why we're here. Don't pay attention to what I just did. You'll see that later. So anyway, you'll actually see it right now. What we're doing is we're mocking up the rudder control or the steering arm for the boat. So Filipino boats, they steer with this kind of a rod connected to the rudder. Of course, this isn't upside down. I didn't put it right side up because it takes 4 people to lift up the back of this boat because it's connected, bolted in there, and you're lifting up boats and everything else. And then you can have enough height to slide that long rudder rod in the back or up the tube there. So I just put it upside down, same thing, same effect. But this is how Filipino boats, pump boats, steer. They have like a bamboo pole there, and they connect it onto here. However, normally they have this here on this side here, so it's a direct, connection from there to here. There's no U's and all this stuff that we made. Problem with that is the way that works is when you pull back. If you're on a motorcycle or a car and you pull back or you push your left hand down, you turn left. And when you raise your hand or push your hand forward on a motorcycle car, you turn right. Well, and this, if you push it back and this arm is on this side, instead of turning left like a motorcycle or car would, you turn right. It turns the road so the boat turns right. So the only way to make it like a motorcycle or car, which is natural for me, because when I drove it the first time, every time I tried to turn left, well, I'd wind up going right, and every time I try to go right, I wind up going left because my habit is driving a motorcycle and car, not the opposite of driving a pump boat with a bamboo pole. So I switched it. I flipped this around and put this on this side, and then made this U-shaped type of connection. And again, this is just a mock-up. I'm going to have this made out of stainless steel, the decorative tubing that you've seen somewhere. I don't have any here, but you'll see it later. So what the deal is whenever we go forward, we want it to stop at a certain point. Well, look at that. See the distance. What I've been doing is calculating the distance from here to here, and see I drilled various holes here to make this so that at a 60-degree rudder, roughly, almost 50, 60. I don't want to go too much more than that because it's just dragging the rudder against the water sideways. So I want to keep it so it's turning and not just dragging. So this is where we came up with. If I move the hole a little bit further up, well, I don't think it's going to work. So anyway, we tried it here, we tried it here, we tried it with a 3-inch longer arm, and that didn't work at all. So then we cut it off here. I cut this off here and welded this bolt on here. And after we calculated and tested it the last time we was here, and it looked like it would be a 60-degree, roughly 60-degree turn when it hit there. And so when you come back like this, then it hits here, boom, hits the back, and it's the same 60 degrees on that side. So we have natural stops here. Forward, that's as far as you can turn to the left, to the right, yeah, because you're pushing that forward. That's to the right, and that's as far as you can make it go to turn left. So that's how we're going to do it. So now we've got the right distance. We've got the right distance for the hole here. We've got what may or may not be the right length here. I don't know that we need this much length here. We may can bring this in some here, but we're trying to not cut into where this is too. We'll probably put some kind of a bracket here to come out and kind of hold this up, because see, it tries to like fall down, and I don't want it to fall down. I want it to stay up. And with stainless steel, it's going to stay up. It's going to be welded and all that right now. This is just PVC glued, and this is a sloppy hole, and everything goes a lot. But once this rod is made, we will figure out what kind of a bracket or something we'll put from here or from here going up, something like that. We'll come up with some kind of a bracket to keep that up and that to slide freely on. So everything's good. We'll also put something back here so when it bumps this, it doesn't keep wearing into the paint. We'll maybe glue a little rubber, like an inner tube, tire inner tube thing here or something like that. We don't know what we'll do, but we'll put something protection here to keep it. And so it doesn't slide up. It's going to hit this here. So it's not going to come here and start trying to push it and slide up when we turn, because that's there. So that's good. And like I said, here we're going to have to weld a tube onto here about this. I don't know how high. We may go 3 inches high, just so this doesn't try to ever go over the top of it. See, if it's too high. See, we got to get that down to the right height. And it may just be like a little 3/16 rod coming out with a loop in it for this to go through. That may be all that we need. And then for the length of the rod, right now, we will see the engine goes right. The front of the engine is in front of here, or right at the front of this thing. So I'm going to set in front of that with my back to the engine. So my hand, so that'd be about the right length. So if I decide to move forward or something, I can still steer. And plus, you got to push it back at some point, so you got to have enough length there. So this will probably be the perfect length for this steering bar. And we may put a little autopilot, may weld a couple of little forks going down and a little clip somewhere, so when I want to go straight, I can just clip it in there, then I can let go of that, and the boat will just continue on straight. See, with the rudder in the straight, position. So we'll probably do that, weld like a little cruise control fork where I can just set it down in there and let it go. And so that, my friends, is the steering doodad. And like I said, we may shorten this another inch or two, because over here we'll balance it out. Over here we're about this far, and over here we're about this far. So we'll cut about a ½ an inch off of here, or an inch, 3/4, something like that. Bring it in some, make it a little more smaller. It doesn't need to be, it could be this long. It doesn't need to be anything other than just be able to push back in. Well, here, when you go back, it goes that way, so it goes to the left, and when you go forward, it goes that way. So yeah, as long as it's this long right here, it's going to hit that, and that's not going to be a problem. Yeah, so even if it was really short, it wouldn't really interfere with anything, and we don't need to have this thing sticking out that far. Kind of tuck it in a little bit more, but it can't be hitting here. So however far we bring it in here, this bar can't interfere with dragging on that. But like I said, we'll have a little hook, and maybe it'll be close. So anyway, that's enough. You understand it. You got it. You guys are probably steering experts, rudder boat steering experts, and so I'm preaching to the choir. Then the other thing we're going to do, I'm going to lay this down, is we're going to weld onto the rudder. This is the rudder for the boat here. It's a 36 inch, or 36 inch shaft, and that thing is welded right there. Goes on the top. There's that screw hole. There's a hole in that with a bolt that goes through it that locks that on there, and that's the steering arm. This is the rod that goes to the rudder, and we're going to weld 3/6. You see those black lines? We're going to weld 3/16 inch stainless rod where those black lines are. And the reason is because this rudder is kind of flimsy, and it's going to bend and flex. It's already been bent and flexed easily. You step on it and it bends, even though it's stainless. And I mean, it's 304 stainless. So we're going to weld some steel rods on there, beef it up. And they'll also kind of help, I think, in the steering, because it'll direct the water flow straight back and not let it slide kind of up over the top or down under the bottom. So hopefully that'll work. So anyway, we will be back with more on my Paradise on Italian Night In. Yeah, baby. Now I got to find the rod. I brought a piece of 3/16 rod here. All right, everybody, we're working on the rudder now. This is a rudder stiffening here. And as I explained, this thing got hot. I was using it as a heat shield to keep from melting my brother-in-law's refrigerator when the refrigerator repairman guy came. And but the heat kind of softened it and oxidized it. It was pretty nasty. We're going to cut all these pieces now. So I need 4 of the short ones and 2 of the long ones. So we're going to let him do that. And we'll be back with more from my Paradise on Italian Island. Paradise out. No sparks. There we go. We'll get sparks now. I'll do the Paradise out one more time. Sparks. Paradise. Hey everybody, hopefully you don't hear that copyright music in the background, but we're just about got it. See it? We got those lines on there. That's just stiffeners for the rudder blade. Stiffening it up. And also these lines may help with steering, because like I said, this is normally for like a single hull sunboat with a bamboo outrigger, about 20 plus feet long. But mine is 19 feet long, but I got two 12-foot hulls, so effectively I've got almost 43 feet of hull length if you add them all up. So hopefully this rudder is enough, but it's got to be sturdy, and so that's why we're doing this, so it don't get bent, so it don't get warped, and so it looks good. So anyway, I'm going to let him do that. He's going to buff it out too, and we'll be back with more from my Paradise on Italian Island. A nice picture of an arm, and there's some grinding. Get around to this side. There we go. Paradise out. All right, he's putting the buff on it now, getting it all shined up, mirroring it out. That's what I want. I want it to look like a mirror, so when it's underwater and the sun hits it, it'll flash like a school of fish. It's also going to double as a fish attraction device. Ha ha ha. Diabolical. So anyway, my rudder is going to be like a mirror, and it's going to flash. And my propeller is going to flash too. So we got a lot of flashing going on here. Hoping that all of the fish will see all that flashing and think, oh, a school of sardines, a school of mackerel, a school of something, and they'll want to come eat. So we will be back with a very slick, polished, and ribbed rudder. Paradise out. Hey everybody, we just used the brake there to straighten it out. Is it perfect now?
Yeah.
The Ninja says it's perfect. So let's take a look at that bad boy. You gotta admit, that's pretty damn straight. We got a little bit of bow in the center here. Yeah, there's a little bit of bow right here. It goes out. You see it? I don't know how to fix it. You see that bow?
It's about the right.
Use a rubber. If you use that, it's going to make holes and make it ugly. The rubber one was there, but maybe Levi. There you go. Do you have a piece of cardboard or wood? Cardboard. Here's cardboard. Here. Okay. There we go. We'll put the final straighten on this bad boy. Yeah. See, we got a little ridge right there. Yeah. If you need, now. Get a little elevation. See if that'll help get that, help that straight. How's that looking? Something bigger, stronger. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put the whammy a little softer, but a little bit more. A little love tap. These are love taps in the stainless steel business. Gonna give them a couple more. There we go.
There you go. Can you see?
Perfect. All right, everybody, look at that.
Good.
Pretty damn close. I'm gonna come in with this edge. Looks like a rudder. Looks like a rudder. Put it down like that. Hold it like that. Is it hot? Good. The Ninja, the stainless steel Ninja did it again. Another perfect job, folks. Another perfect job. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Here we go. Alrighty. So the next thing we got to do, we got to take that long thing there out to the boat, but we got to get Levi's truck to do that. So we'll be back with more rudder time. Paradise out. I'm going to show him something. Maybe I'll let him tack that first, and then I'll show him how that interacts with the thing there. But we'll be back with more from my Paradise on the Italian Island. We got the thing that sticks up. It's actually the forward bump stop of the rudder control, steering, whatever you want to call it. Paradise out. You'll see a spark. There we go. Everybody. You're wondering what that is? Well, I'll tell you, they cut a little hole right there. See that hole through there? With a little sleeve through it. I'll tell you what that is too, but let's follow it and see where it goes, because it's going in here. Oh, look at that. That's a long piece of decorative 3/4 inch stainless steel 304 marine grade tubing, pipe, whatever you want to call it. But what's going on here is we're welding on the cap right now. There's a little round cap. Get that in focus good. Anyway, I'm shaking and the focus is not that good, so we will.
Is this finished?
That one's done. Let's go fishing. Huh? Did you see the rudder steering arm here? Look at that. See, that's it there. So what we got here, we did move this thing forward and backward, and see that stop there where this hits that pipe? That is at 30 degrees rudder. Rudders, if you turn them beyond that, they don't really turn. They start dragging and creating like a braking effect instead of a turning effect. So 30 degrees is maximum. So that's why I designed this, the distance and the length and all this, to hit here. Now turn 30 degrees the other way hits here on the back. I'm going to put some kind of a bracket or something here so that it doesn't hit the painted wood. But that's 30 degrees going the other way. The shaft here is I think 5/8 inch or half inch, 5/8 inch. Solid stainless steel, 304 stainless. So I think the shaft is going to handle it. You can bend that shaft. I can bend that shaft. If I put it on my knee and I have a long enough piece from here to down there and pull it, you can bend that 1/2 inch stainless. But at 30 degrees, we shouldn't be stressing it like that. You turn it more than that, all of a sudden now you're pushing and you're bending your shaft, or at least stressing it either way. So 30 degrees doesn't put too much stress on the bending, and it makes the boat turn instead of dragging like a braking, like a brake, basically like an air brake or something like that. Air brake, not on a truck, but air brake on an airplane, like flaps. Well, they raise the flaps and try to slow it down. So anyway, steering mechanism here.